she's sitting in a library.
Hi there, I'm Monica Prescott from City Life Church in Leduc, and welcome to Devoted. I wonder if you have ever seen one of these little babies. It's called a Magic Eye 3D invisible image. Now, they were a really big trend many, many years ago, and I will never forget the first time my husband and I, we were walking in a mall, and we saw this huge poster it was a store window, and we're looking at it, and we're like, what is that? And my husband, after a few minutes, is like, oh, wow, that's cool, there's a dinosaur. And I'm like, are you serious? There is no dinosaur in that poster. And he's like, no, it's right there, right there. And he kept trying to point it to me. And no matter how hard I tried, you are crazy. There is nothing in this image. Well, it wasn't until a few months later, somebody actually gave us one of these posters for a gift. And we're looking at it, and my husband's like, oh, there it is. You can see it, there's a picture. And I'm like, there's nothing there. You only think there's something there because somebody told you there was something there. And I completely doubted that there was anything there, except every time we'd have people come over, they look at the poster like, oh, wow, that's so awesome. There it is, and you can see it. And that only led to greater discouragement because I started thinking something was wrong with me. It's like everybody else can see this stupid image. All I see is a crazy colors. There's nothing there. Until one day, I found a child's book, and it actually taught you how to see the 3D image hidden in these books. And Jesus is real. I could see the image. It was the most incredible thing. Now, I think sometimes people have a very similar experience when it comes to their faith journey. You know, sometimes we can see people experiencing amazing things of God, and we're like, I don't really feel God. I don't really know if I experience anything about him. Or we hear people talking about getting answers to prayer and miracles happening, and there's like silence. We might even see people who aren't Jesus followers actually having a great life. It looks like they're succeeding. It looks like their family and their marriage is doing great, and we look at our life and we fought with our spouse this week and we're up to our armpit with diapers and whiny kids and the bills are overwhelming, and we kind of start thinking, what is going on? Am I doing this Jesus thing wrong? What's wrong with me? And it's easy to get discouraged. And you know what? Doubt and discouragement are very real, even for a Jesus follower. And doubt and discouragement don't mean faith failure. What you need to know is this, is that God is not intimidated by your doubt. God isn't mad at you when you have doubt. God doesn't ignore you until you stop doubting. See, even the 12 guys that were with Jesus for 3 years, God in the flesh, every day they walked with him, they still doubted. There was one scripture towards the end of their time with Jesus where it said that they worshiped him, but some of them doubted. And yet Jesus went on to commission them anyway. And so doubt isn't God doesn't get intimidated by our doubt. So how do we overcome it? How do we overcome doubt and discouragement? I want to share a few things that I've learned from my own personal experience. The first one is you need to refocus. I find that doubt and discouragement often creep in when I've lost focus. Now, the key to looking at this thing is you gotta know how to focus your eyes in the right way. Actually, you need to unfocus in order to refocus. You kind of got to cross your eyes in order to be able to see what's actually there. And you know, when it comes to our focus, I know that I'm more prone to doubt and discouragement when my focus is simply from a this world only perspective in life. When I can only see what's going on right now, right in front of me. When I focus on what's not working, what I don't have, an issue that seems too big. And you know what? There was a guy in the Bible that this happened to. He was a servant to the prophet Elijah. And one time they were surrounded by the enemy army. And Elisha's servant started freaking out. He's like, it's hopeless. We're going to lose. We're going to be defeated. And Elisha simply prayed. He said, God, open his eyes. And right then, God did a miracle. And he opened the servant's eyes to see what was invisible. God's heavenly army that was with them fighting for for them and on their side. And I think what's interesting about Elisha's comment was he didn't try to deny the problem, but what he did focus on was something that was greater. He said, God opened his eyes. And see, Elisha didn't deny the problem. He just acknowledged that there was a power greater than the problem. Overcoming doubt and discouragement isn't about going into denial, denying the pain or denying how frustrated you are. Overcoming doubt and discouragement is acknowledging that there's a power greater at work, that there's a whole world that you don't see where God is working. There is an eternal realm that is very real, where God is very much in control. And the second thing to overcoming doubt and discouragement is you got to realign yourself. You got to get on the right alignment. And a picture like this, if you're off just a little bit, you're not going to be able to see the image. And you know, when in my own heart, when my heart gets out of alignment with God's heart, that's where it becomes really hard for it to deflect doubt and discouragement when they try to come in. You know, one of my favorite passages in scripture was, again, it was a guy that experienced doubt and discouragement in his own journey. And it's in Psalm 73. And, you know, throughout the chapter, it describes his own frustration. And God, this is not fair. God, how could you let this happen? God, why are you not doing this? God, why is this? This is wrong. And the key is in the one verse where he said, when I tried to figure it out, all I got was a splitting headache until I entered the sanctuary of God, and then I saw the whole picture. See, it wasn't until he got himself into the sanctuary of God, into the presence of God, that he could see properly, that his heart got into alignment. See, one of my greatest prayers is, God, would you keep my heart in alignment with your heart, with the things that you love, with the things that you cherish, the things that are important to you. See, it's amazing how things look from a different perspective. And I know that, you know, in my own life, when my heart is out of alignment, I'm going to see things from a wrong perspective. And there are some things in life that only make sense when you're in the presence of God. Is there some place where doubt and discouragement are overwhelming you, or you feel like you're defeated? I really want to encourage you, refocus, realign, and make that prayer. God, align my heart to your heart. Align my heart to the things that you love, and open my eyes to see what you are doing.
Music plays as Light Burst transitions to Devoted. A positive view